All right, first and foremost, let's just ignore all the stars on the windowsill. This was my little boy's room a long time ago. We're going to show the process of changing, and I'm going to have to back up a little bit because I thought, oh, I should be doing a video right about now. But anyway, I'm putting this kind of back on just to give you an idea. Of course, my arm's in the way. Anyway, and then this goes right here. Every time you put that back together again, you want to put a little grease in there. But anyway, you take these two bolts here out, pull this. It's basically just a bearing carrier to support this shaft right there. Now, this is reverse threaded. So, for me to take it off, it's not lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. It's the other way around. It's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. I can't believe I said that without stuttering. So anyway, you take that one off, put it there. There's a washer, put it there. And then you've got spacers that you've got through here that you end up adjusting for your different widths. Right now, it's set up for belts, 1.5-inch belts, but I'm going to be doing some dog collars, and I guess I'm probably in the way. So, to do the dog collars, I got to get them down to 1 inch. And then I'm going to have some 3/4 inches as well for smaller dogs. And of course, with the camera, these are razor sharp. So you've got to be careful. You got one of these right there, but that's to keep your hands from getting in there when it's operating. Again, unplug it. You don't want to accidentally bump the on button and get your hand stuck up in there. Trust me, it'll hurt. So anyway, I got a little chair here I'll sit down on, and I forgot something. Back behind here, 2 screws, 1 and 2. That moves this guard or piece right here, and then you can move these little fingers out of the way. What those fingers do is keep that leather going down instead of wrapping up around that top rod right there. So let me put this back down. This is where having someone holding the camera would be useful. When I do little things like this. I just put everything in a pile right there. Actually, I'm gonna put that further back since it's the last thing, or the first thing I took off, and last thing I'll put back on. Careful, careful. Always remember there's blades in there. Blades that'll cut your finger. All right, I'm gonna put that back there as well. Back there as well. So now I can lift this up and this will come out. And again, I apologize for being in the way. Blades. They're a booger to get out. I'll do this and just kind of see what I'm doing. Can't let me look at the camera. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of weeble wobbling them, and I put them right there. Be careful, because even if you drop them and it lands on your toe or whatever, it'll owie. Of course, I got leather shoes on, not steel toes, but I got regular old leather shoes on. And I guess one of these days I'm going to have to take this thing apart and send it to the machine shop, because I've got some grooves in here that are hanging up. So, see what I mean? Oh, duh. It ain't no groove in there. I forgot about my finger back there, big dummy. That's that blonde hair of mine, kids. And again, I gotta stand over here by the camera so I can do that right there. Come on. There's like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 1/1000ths of an inch difference between this and those inside diameters of that blade there. So now, what I'm going to do, let's get my finger out of the way. And I don't know what the actual technical word is for that. I'm sure it's not finger. But that's the David Mills terminology, by golly. Quit it. Quit being stubborn. See, it's a pain in the rear end, huh? But, I mean, it's, once you get it done, it is a good time saver. The rest of these I'll probably leave alone. In fact, that's the good Lord telling me, David, you don't need to mess with that no more. I'll just do my 1 inches right here. So now what I've got here is a 1/8 and a 3/16. So that's 3, 4, 5/16 of an inch right there. You got to allow for your blade thickness, which is about a 7/16. So, or no, 1/16. So if I'm wanting to cut perfect 1 inch straps, I'll need what's the word we're looking for? The number is 15/16 of an inch. So I've got 5/16, so I need maybe 2 5/8 of an inches, but that'll be hard to. All right, I'm gonna stop. Okay, kiddos, I'm back. I went ahead and went off camera so I could concentrate. And I've come up with 4 sets of spacers that will give me 15/16 of an inch. Because you're allowing for the 1/32 of an inch for each blade. So you got 1/32 over here, 1/32 on this side of the cut. So I'm gonna slide these in here. And I got a rough spot right there. Okay, now I'm gonna come in and put a blade in carefully. As you can see the Band-Aid, I cut the heck out of myself the other day, but it wasn't here in the leather shop. It was out there working on my pickup truck. So there's 1 inch. And I can come over here and I've got 1/2 inches over here that I might be able to cut a couple of, I got enough leather left to maybe cut some leashes. Why is that son of a gun being a son of a gun? Really? What's the deal, Pickle? I don't feel nothing. Here, let's slide these out of the way. There we go. There. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of clearance in there. So, you gotta fight it sometimes. That camera's in the worst place because I'm fixing to knock it down because I'm over here trying to get stuff in at that angle like that. Ooh. Owie. I didn't cut myself, but I felt it. I felt it. Okay, I need another blade. It's okay, I got blades. Little pouch for the blades we made. And again, you gotta be careful. Can't just go bailing off in there and grabbing one. Some of them are wrapped up, some of them ain't. So, use that old-fashioned pry bar. Get it out far enough where you can get your finger on it. Come on. There we go. Did you see that catch? And I don't really have enough. Well, I got enough spacers, but I'm not going to mess with putting another one up in there simply because I don't have that much leather to cut up in the first place anyway. I'm just going to see what we can get cut up. So now I got to fill that gap in right there. That's where these big ones come in handy. Those are 1 inch. That one will go in. How about that one? And I need one more. You want to get just past that right there, but not go too far past it because then your nut and your washer won't have any room. Now, who remembers? Who remembers? What am I doing here? Lefty Lucy. David, you're going backward. David, stop it. You're going backwards. No, this is threaded backwards. Because if you don't, them things will start getting loose. Now, this you don't need to tighten up a bunch. Couple of pounds worth of pressure is about all you need. And then I'm gonna put all these that I'm not using down in here. Now you got to go back here and readjust your finger dilly whoppers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I need another finger. What we're going to do today, rod from Peter to pay Paul, because I'm doing a video and I'm not going to take that rod apart to add one more finger. I'll just move some from way down here because I'm not going to be cutting much of nothing down here. Make sense? Okay. If it don't, too damn bad. I got it figured out, buddy. Sorry for the harsh or the hoarse voice. I've been outside in this cool weather we got down here in Texas. I think it got up to a whopping 59 or 61 degrees today. Brr. That's cold, ain't it? And I know you're looking at nothing but my elbow. I'm trying to not block everything, but I'm up here putting that guard back in here. And I think I've come to the conclusion I can't walk and talk and chew gum at the same time. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this back in place, at least for that much of it, so I don't cut myself. The hardest part on this is to remember that that nut right there is backwards, as far as when you go to reset all this up. And I'm suggesting, and I do it here, to use hand tools. This stuff was made, oh, I'm guessing this one 60, 75 years ago, maybe. Back when men used paper and pencil to do math to determine what they needed to machine out something. So this thing is built like a tank. So you don't, everything's precision fit. There's no sloppiness to it like you get on these Chinese-made machines. But I just, little love tap, that's all that needs. Okay, so now I'm ready to cut some leather, but to do that, I'll probably have to move that sewing machine. Oh, I gotta put this up. Don't fall. So the first thing I'm gonna do is come over here and set this guide right here. I've got enough for maybe 2 reins if I'm lucky. Or not reins, leashes. And I should have put a 3/4 in there, darn it, now that I've come this far. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is come down here and plug it back in. Remember, safety, safety, safety. Good. And then, you can't see it, but down there I've got a little foot press. You press it, goes on and off. I had to be careful to turn that on because I wasn't sure. Now I'm doing these in 1/4 inch, or not 1/4, in 1 inch because I've got a piece of heavy harness leather. These dog I forgot to tighten that up. These dog collars we're going to be making here at davidmillssaddlery.com. They're going to be built to last. For the bigger, full-grown dogs. I think it's going to be like 18 to 22 inches is what we're going to have for holes. But that's why we're using the heavy harness, because them big heavy dogs, you know, it'll take a lot for them to tear this up. Now see this piece of metal right there? That's so you don't get your fingers up in there. Use it, make sure you know it's there. It is. There we go, kids. Now I'm gonna have to climb back there to pull them out, but I'll do another video on the next step. Thanks for watching. Toodaloo, Bugaroos. DavidMillsSaddlery.com.